Hi folks, just wanted to send my prayers to Boris Johnson and his family. It must be an awful thing to be going through. I had a feeling he wasn't doing too well, looking at his message on the TV a couple of days ago. I just thought he doesn't look good. And he was being very brave and saying, you know, kind of, it's just mild symptoms and I'm okay. But I felt he was struggling. To me, it highlights something which I've noticed. Now, this is anecdotal. It's not what scientists would call evidence of any kind, but a lot of good scientific thoughts begin with something which is just a feeling, an instinct. And it seems to me that something very curious is going on with the virus, which hasn't really been investigated. And that's the fact that there seems to be a sharp dividing line between the people that it affects very mildly and the people to whom it becomes an enormous threat and can kill. This is quite unusual. You know, I'm not an immunologist, and I wouldn't pretend to be. But I spent a lot of time now studying the transmission of bovine TB in cattle, and this is something quite similar. And this is an effect that you don't see in many infectious diseases. Usually they wipe out a certain percentage of people rather indiscriminately. This is not the case with this virus. In the beginning, people thought it was just about age. And then it was, well, there might be underlying symptoms. But it seems to me there's much more going on than this, because there is this sharp divide. So why is it in some people, and particularly men, it takes a grip and really makes them struggle for life because the lungs fill up, and other people really get only very mild symptoms. Some people don't even know that they've got it. Now, it seems to me there must be some answer here. There's a big question to ask here at the very least. Why would this happen? Is it because there's more than one strain of the virus? I don't think so. I think that would have shown up. Is it because there is something in the genome or the makeup of certain people which gives them a resistance? Now, you're looking at something really which is a natural immunity here. And again, I haven't seen this discussed in the media. Some people, particularly women, come through it really without much more than a bit of a temperature and a cough and a headache, and then soon they're fine. Is there something in their makeup which makes that happen? Now, it seems to me if we could find the answer to this strange quirk in this particular coronavirus's behavior, we could find a clue, a very important clue to solving the problem of how to deal with it. If you can isolate what it is which gives people immunity naturally, then you could roll it out maybe sometime in the future and make everybody have that same immunity. Okay, that's just my thought for the day. I hope Boris is going to pull through this. We all do. We all send him our hopes and prayers. And all love to his family and his loved ones. This applies to all of you people who are struggling and out there, all of you who have relatives who are struggling or you've lost them. What a terrible time this is. It's very hard to be jolly. And I spent some of my time on here trying to generate some hope and optimism and jollity. But there are moments when you think, this is a bad one. I am tempted to think that good will come from it. But in the meantime, we are locked in this tragedy. And please, please, please persuade everyone that you know who is perhaps still not quite taking this seriously. Just persuade them that this is a big one. And everybody's behavior matters. Everybody's responsibility matters. And it affects them and it affects us. So let's all get on with this and fight this as best we can. God bless you all. And here's to a good tomorrow.